All right, everybody, welcome back to Create Above and Beyond. Today's the day we get into Chapter 4. It's big, exciting time. Since we last left off, I fixed the berry farm. I had a few snafus in the last episode. First, didn't realize, gotta have a gap of air on top of berry for it to grow properly. And secondly, there's 2 stages of berry growth where they show berries and the harvester only gets them on the second of those 2 stages. I can tell you this is working though. You wanna know how I know? Because we have over 3,000 silver and I took about 1,000 out to turn into ingots already. So things are good. This was after one night of AFK, so if I want more, just leave it on overnight and we crank out silver. Also over here, I connected the power from the magmatic generator so that this would always have power to it. So we've been generating the silver from the wood over here. I'm probably gonna be putting a stop to this today for reasons I'll get to in a bit. But I mean, it's been generating a good amount of silver. This isn't set to auto import, but I can just take it out of here, throw it into the system. Actually, you know what? I keep this out because I need to do a trade really quick. We need to do the magnetic, energetic, unbreaking, enchanted resonator thing. So I need to make one of the resonators, which this is why I didn't want to just keep making them because we don't have too many of these resources. And we're going to be better off just going and grabbing this one. First, I need to convert my silver into gold to click submit every time. 5, 6, 7. Is that it? And then submit and submit. And there we go. All right, bro. We got the enchanted resonator. Now I can actually get the Invar, whatever they're called, mechanisms going again. Everything has a different name. Okay, I got the phytogenic going. It's set up over here because I just wanted to have it next to water to pump water in. I should actually get an ender tank set up for water, and we're gonna do that, I don't know, this episode and the next, because it'll be just better to have that so we can place water wherever we want and have a source. The thing I didn't realize about the phytogenic insulator though is that it doesn't just like duplicate the poise bushes. It takes the small ones and it grows the small ones into the big ones, but it's not like infinitely repeating. I would then have to take the big ones, put them into the insulator again, and then have those grow into the next stage, process those, and then loop it back in order to be able to actually have this going on repeat indefinitely. So not as easy as I thought it was gonna be, and therefore I kind of just was like, oh, I'm not gonna focus too hard on this. If we really need to get more of the poise, I can take a quick trip over to the end and just get it manually. I mean, I collected a bunch of the little poise bushes from in there, and so I'm growing some. We also have some of the fertilizer if I wanted to throw that in. I put it somewhere. I don't know, what was it called again? The whatever. It's not a big deal. It grows even without having the fertilizer, just slower, but for now I can grab some of those. I do have some of the ender mechanism things going right at the moment. I threw a bunch of the silver into the hopper here so it smelted down. I've got 6 that processed since, but then a bunch I threw over into our processing, so we just have that passively going right now so that we can make more of the ender mechanisms, because I'm gonna need some of those for the things we're doing today. Oh, also, I think this is since last time because it was after the overnight AFK. You know, casual 1,000+ iron ingots, so our factory blocks, we can just make them forever and ever. We'll have no problems beautifying any factory expansion. So make sure to like the video for beautiful factory expansions, because man, I'm known for being such a builder. So I've already cleared most of this out. There's a couple stacks there, but we can let it accumulate. And now everything's good here. This is still working fine. We might add some differentiation, some dyes on top to split things up, but we'll see. Let me show you the updated setup over here. I added 3 more magmatics, or did I add, wait, how many did we have before? I can't remember if we had 1 or 2. Anyway, we now have 4. And what I wanna do is I wanna actually add the resonant upgrades to these so that they produce power even quicker than before. Also, I decided to set up a hand crank in between these so that, you know, if we want to pass from the magma crucible into the fractionating cell, which is what I did in order to make the phytogenic with the lumen, so many names I have to keep track of now. I can't do it, but whatever. You can just crank in order to pass fluids through, but there is an upgrade that you can put into them that allows you to have the side passing along. You can set if you want eject or input from different sides, and I'm gonna use that today. That said, I wanna get the resonance, which means I need more enderium, so that's why I'm cranking these through right now. So how many do we have? 17 abstruse. Is this still going in the meantime? It seems to have run out of the ender dust because it takes 4 per on each of those, but at least I can make a couple of the ender mechanisms with what's going on in there. And then, all right, let's head on over here where I can finally get this rolling again now that we have the unbreaking resonator. So, I mean, we've got, God knows how many stacks of this ready to go here, 210 stacks ready to rock, and let's get going. Start processing. There we go. So we have 69 nice precision mechanism stacks. This is splitting in two. If I want to, add some more, I could also just manually toss some from that drawer into the other. This just makes sure we don't run out and eat up all of our precision mechanisms. But all right, inductive. That was the word that I was looking for. And then see from here, I can just, top back off the induction smelter over here. See, induction smelter, inductive machine mechanism. That's how I keep track of all the wording, right? That's how I do it. Also, you know how this thing was always running into problems, clogging up? I added a drawer here so we can take out the overflow of any. What do you do? Why are you there? How did you duplicate the I don't understand, but I don't have well, it's still running because the purple can still insert. What do you do? I'll never understand. Someone might have left a comment on it and why it's doing that, but I'm sorry if I missed that, but I don't. At least it fixed the biggest problem, which was okay, I'm at a loss on those, I'll tell you, man, I really am. Okay, so here's the news everyone's been waiting for. Which path am I gonna take for chapter 4? Am I gonna do the main line? Am I gonna do the chaotic alchemy? Here's the deal. After much thought and kind of doing some surface level research into what goes into each of the processes, it seems a little bit RNG, right? I have to basically guess and check a bunch of different reactions and hope that they give me the thing that I need, because I need, in this case, the igneous catalyst, right? Well, the igneous catalyst, the way you get that is you have to combine 4 igneous reagents with the laser, but you don't know which. And it's actually random per world, so there's no way to know from looking up a walkthrough or anything else. So apparently you can come across some interesting recipes for other materials. Even if you input the wrong set of ingredients, you can get something else out that's cool. But for the sake of progress on YouTube in a series, I think we're gonna stick to the box. We're thinking inside the blocks here, and we're gonna continue with this route because we at least know that when we complete the machines here, we will get what we need instead of it being just a ton of guessing and checking. I hope I haven't let anyone down too much. I did see there were comments going in favor of the other one. Shout out to you guys. You should try the pack out yourself. I gotta leave some mystery so that people want to play this through, right? Anyway, that said, this is where we'll be getting started today, and I think we're gonna be going with wood delivery, which is why I said we're gonna be making some modifications over to our wood farm that's currently been generating silver. Okay, so that said, before I do that though, power is gonna start coming into play here, so I wanna make more of the ender mechanism things. Why is it called abstruse mechanism and then ender machine, so that we can make the resonant integral components so that 4x the power, right? Which will be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and make, I guess, 4 of them, right? How many can I make right now? I guess that was my last ender casing, so it's okay. We should have plenty of the ender pearls, right? So let me just make as many ender machines as I possibly can at the moment, which is a whopping 3 of them. And we're gonna need, the thing that's a bummer about the Enderium machines, right, is you need pairs in a lot of situations. So like with the ender chests, I guess if you've already got a fluid going like lava, then you need 2 to start with, and then you just keep adding 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, but you get the idea. Anyway, is it in here? No, we need to add redstone to this, and then we got ourselves, let's do 2 to start with, right? And then we can save the other just in case we need something else. But this should start cranking our power out much better than it was before. And I think we're gonna need a lot of that. There we go. Okay. Yep. We got big lava capacity, and then I think the output should be much higher than it was before. Same over here. And then there's the other, it's the modular reconfiguration. This allows us to set the side configuration input-output on the machines. Don't necessarily need it for the magmatic dynamos. It would have been useful here, so I didn't need this silly crank, but we're gonna be using it for some other stuff. That said, let's let these process for a little bit, I guess top this off, and I gotta work on splitting the wood output so that we can do some stuff over here. Because what we need, it'll be good to order a wood supply to this location. Aside from silicon, it can contribute to this assembly line for some other useful products. So we're gonna need a pair of ender chests specifically for wood, or I'm gonna do a different set with different dye colors. Okay, let's see if I can get this sorted out nice and easy. So we're gonna bring everything here down. We simply don't need to do any more, don't go in there. We don't need to do any more trading over here to get silver. I'm just gonna let the berry farm kind of do what it does, and I think that'll be plenty silver for us to generate. So hey, we also get some additional flux dunks that we're gonna be able to use over inside to route power all over the place. Okay, so wood is currently going into this chest, which is good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use a brass funnel, and it's kind of gonna be the same situation that we did in order to split the Certus quartz, except instead of having to use the weighted ejector, we just use the funnel. So I just have to be fast about it, because otherwise it's gonna dump all the wood. Whatever, it's gonna dump all the wood on the ground. It is what it is. So we have a chest down here. So I have 2 inputs basically that will all lead the wood into the drawers where the saws are doing things over here. So we're gonna drop here, and then we're gonna say filter, prick, hello, yes, filter. And then we want it to only eject 2 at a time, right? And then below that, we can put the depot, right? Kind of the same as we did before. And then we can do andesite funnel on one side, andesite funnel on the other side. And then we just drop into the chutes there. So half of the wood is gonna go back into the same place it always has been. Perfect. And then the other half is going to go into another chute that goes into an ender chest that we simply have to make. What was it? Ender chest was the ender mechanism plus a chest, right? There we go. And we're gonna do a different die code on here, which I'm gonna want to do first. What are we gonna make our wood chest? Let's see, what kind of dyes do we have? We'll make the wood chest orange, because you know, brown is sort of orangey, right? Okay, so now that should send half of the wood into there. The other half is going into the chute. I guess I could just, for the sake of neatness, kind of do that. And there we go. So look, wood delivery. I need to hit the first challenge, don't I? There we go. There we go. Perfect. Thanks for that. Hardest part of the mod pack, properly accepting quests, dude. Now, if this whole thing looks unnecessarily complicated, yeah, it's because it is, but I just wanted to repurpose what we had rather than starting from scratch. The other ender chest that's gonna be outputting the wood is gonna be over here in this area that I cleared out for chapter 4 stuff to begin. Don't worry, I didn't break the randomium without it being on camera. Bruh, what the, oh, I just silk touched it. I've passed so much randomium like in between episodes before, and I don't break it because like, what if I got something insane, like a precision mechanism in the first episode, and then I'd be like, well, can't do anything unless I have 7 more, so I guess it wouldn't be that cool. But what if I got something insane and then it wasn't recording and it'd just be the worst? All right, we need to make a second ender chest. Let's make another couple Enderium machines. Maybe I should visualize where I want to put this. So what we're gonna need is this goes into drawer, which then goes into a pyrolyzer, right? And we need signalum, which we don't have yet. The way we get signalum is destabilized redstone into the fractionating still we got to use this again. So you know what? It's good thing that I actually set this up with the hand crank. You want to do some manual labor to get some signalum. Now I don't know how much we need is the issue. So each signalum ingot is going to be how much? 1,000. Now each redstone is what? Oh God, this might be a lot of freaking redstone. I might need to do some, what is it? Cinnabon processing. Yummy, delicious. But here we go. Okay, so hopefully the power will be like good here. Let's put 16 in the magma crucibles, see what happens. Okay, it's actually freaking vrooming now that we've got some. Okay, so each redstone is 100. Oh God, it's 80 redstone. I need 80 redstone, and that's for one. I need 160 redstone. Oh God. Should we buy redstone? Can I buy redstone? That's a good question. You know, we should check that out. Redstone, we can buy redstone. 8 silver gets us 16 redstone. It's a tempting proposition, to be sure, especially because we are balling out of control. I'm gonna start eating through my silver so much, but you know what? I'm gonna start using the resources that were given to us in order to do some cool things. Okay, so now we have a redstone dust import. So now, see, I took down the trade station, so now I can just put it here and we can use it as a means to get new things, right? Like I could just put that down. Holy frick, it fills up quick. By the way, are these output 100%? But dude, the lava is not running out. We crank the lava. Insane, absolute awesomeness. Another 16 going in there. I can get a few more. I also have some additional silver, right? We got the additional silver ingots right there. Perfect. Great. I know there's also a generator that can consume silver coins, the numismatic, I believe, but I honestly think the resonant magmatics are gonna be fine, probably. So anyway, we're cranking through. We got 1600. Yeah, I just need all the redstone. I know I got every single one of it. All the redstone we could ever do. Go ahead, crank them out. But now, dude, look. Okay, I could process the cinnabar. It's not the worst idea in the world. Probably a good idea, actually, but we are gonna put this in, and now we get redstone. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. And it's cheap. It's good. Now that we're cranking silver with the berries, ooh, this is good. There we go. Just another stack of redstone right there, 2,200. And now, would it potentially be a good idea for me to get the modular thing so that I could just have this auto import rather than having to actually crank by hand? Yeah, probably a good idea, especially because I'm gonna need them for the pyrolyzers, because one pyrolyzer feeds in the next pyrolyzer, so I have to have them. Yeah, wouldn't be the worst idea. How fast does this go? What do we got? Hey, look at that. We're cranking signal them by hand. You know what? It makes it all that much more rewarding when you finally get the pyrolyzers. It'll be because I hand cranked it, you know? I love it when things are rewarding. You're gonna need a lot. You're gonna need a lot, guys. No, by the way, I also should just come over here because I think that, oh my God, my hunger is gone. Boy, it's exhausting cranking those things. Jeez. So what I can do, I'm gonna grab stack there. It's gonna take a little while before these start processing again because we're gonna have to refill. However, what I want is to have a few of those in reserve because the modular upgrade requires it, I believe, in order to make it, or does something. Something I was looking at requires the electron tubes, so I just want to have a little bit in the system. Wasn't that though, it was something else. But that said, why don't we make one of these here, a couple of gold gears, and then a redstone servo, and then we've got some invar. There we go, modular reconfiguration. We're gonna need a lot of these actually. Okay, let's give this a go actually. So now that this is empty, I'm gonna grab this signal I'm out of here, and I can take this, and I'm just gonna put it now next to the thing. I don't know if it, do I need to have it in both in order for it to receive? Well, whatever the case. Okay, let's put the modular reconfigurator into here and then set this side to be an output. And now the question is, yeah, I probably need to have it. I need to have pairs, basically. That's okay. So now we do that, and then it allows us to set an input here, right? Auto input enabled, and then is it working? It's working. Perfect. All right, see, that's what I'm used to. Most of the time, the machines just have this out of the gate. You don't need to put an augment inside in order for this to work, so it's kind of weird in that sense, but all right. Anyway, see, I didn't need to process any of the cinnabar. We're good. We just buy our way to victory. It's like the real world. Little science experiment. If I reallocate the resonant and I put it in here, is this gonna just destroy everything? The power's bringing down, but you know what? Let me make one more resonant evil, we shall call it, and then re-put that back into here. Cool. And then hopefully we're gaining power now. Yes, we're gaining power. Okay, now it is cranking out. Perfect. We need 16 total, but this way we don't have to wait as long. And we've done it with nothing left over. Perfect. 16 signalum. Bit of a process, but we made it. Frick. I need a nether brick. Do I fly to the nether, or do I just smelt the netherrack? I'm gonna fly to the nether because I have something to show you. It's kind of a big deal. And by kind of a big deal, I mean it's not. Also, yeah, let's do this. Bro, also, if you hold the silver coins in your hand, it does like a random sampling of heads and tails, which is kind of cool. 30 to 34, you know? Anyway, it's kind of fancy. Okay, but yeah, I just throw this in there. And then I could also use the ender tanks in order to convert these all to, instead of using coal, use lava. But we are gonna be starting to, make a lot of coal in these next steps. Let me just top this off here really quick, but yeah, we're good. I know that ender chest is about to fill up. I should set up the whole drawer thing, but just don't worry. Just give me 1 sec to show you the amazing, efficient changes that I've done over here in the Nether. Because do you remember how I had all those gears just going crazy in here in order to get the mechanical pump going fast? I just updated it to give rotation speed control. This is so much simpler and cleaner. Also, the pumps here, they do not go over 1024. That is absolute max. If I increment this by 1, it breaks. But if we need any more lava outputting, we could always just, output a different side here and just crank it out another 1024. You know the idea. All right, let me just go. I guess I could just get some extra. Oh, God. Ow. Balls. That wasn't my most elegant moment of all time. God, I'm like mixing series up inside my head. I was like, wait, a ghast. I need ghast tears. Wait, no, that's Dawncraft available on youtube.com/Captain Sparkles 2. If you're interested, it's a cool mod pack. It's very adventure-y and, stuff like that. It's pretty nifty, but don't worry. I think there's going to be an adventure-y pack starting up here kind of soon on the main channel, actually, that you can look forward to possibly. Before this ends, we might actually have some series overlap. Kind of crazy, 2 modded series happening simultaneously? A co-op series at that, with said adventure-y one coming soon. Stay tuned to make sure you're subscribed, tuned in every day to youtube.com/Captain Sparkles. You wouldn't want to miss out. Okay, there we go. So now, Pyrolyzer times 2 and 1 more. Before I do this, let me just double check really quick. I'm pretty freaking positive that we need 2 of them, right? Pyrolyzer round 1, Pyrolyzer round 2. Yes, exactly, precisely. So let's make 1 more Invar machine. We can make these for days now, and there we go. Double Pyrolyzer, and then we're gonna want double modular. Yeah, we're gonna need them. I think I'm gonna need more Invar because I need to route this power over there. Unless I just do the Pyrolyzer setup here. Everything is starting to get more compact because of the thermal series machines, but I probably have some nickel, right? Yeah, we've got nickel here. I'll just get it going. We might as well get this, a few more Invar out of here anyway. That'll be what, 24 or something, which should hold us over for a little bit. Hopefully our 4 Enderium machines will also hold us over for a little bit, but then yeah, it's so compact, I could just stick it in the wall over here maybe, and then I can use an ender chest to send, the destination thing elsewhere, which this is gonna be, does this go into alchemical laser? It doesn't. So this entire one right here doesn't use the laser, but we get into the laser here and here. And maybe here? Whatever. I'm just gonna wire it. Let's hope that that's enough, because our Invar is running. It's gonna get a little bit low. I gotta be a little careful so that we don't run out. I was thinking of hiding the wires, but then on second thought, they look pretty cool, don't they? What if we just we tuck it up? We don't actually hide it. And then, because otherwise, this is it's a cool looking texture here, and we would just be, wasting it. We wouldn't get to appreciate the coolosity of it all. And also, by not sending it back behind the wall, it saves us some real estate. Yeah, there we go. I don't know, it's in lofts, industrial lofts, you have the air conditioning vents and stuff showing. It's not really design choice necessarily, because that you have to put them somewhere, right? But it gives you the high ceilings while having them exposed, as opposed to bringing the ceilings down. All right, so this is gonna be Pyrolyzer 2, Pyrolyzer 1, and then we're gonna feed them in here, and we're gonna have it so I guess it's going the opposite direction that we're used to, but auto, that's gonna be output there, auto output enabled. And then this will be, I don't know if I need to filter out byproducts at all that happen, but let's just see, that'll be input, cool. And then we'll have a hopper leading in here, which means that is gonna be an input. And then we're gonna have a drawer for buffer space on top of it. And then everything gets so high up, man. We're gonna have to have the freaking ender chest way up here and then there. And then I'm gonna have to open up that so that I can actually, open up the ender chest. And then there we go. And then, oh frick, no, I don't want that. No. Actually it shouldn't be producing right now. And perfect, there we go, wood. Wood now inserting into the chest. Now let's lock the chest there, add an expansion upgrade, and then that's feeding into the Pyrolyzer. Heck yeah. Now, let's bring the power down, maybe behind here, right? And then there we go. Okay, so question is, will this work, or are there gonna be byproducts that are not gonna wanna input into the next thing? So here we go, we got, oh yeah, creosote oil. Okay, but it's putting the charcoal into the next pyrolyzer, and then that should process it into the next step, which is the coal coke. Right? Slower. Resonant upgrades would do us great, but we need to conserve for now until we get more Enderium machines. There we go, coal coke. So the creosote, we could have like a byproduct output into a tank, because apparently creosote is going to potentially be useful, right? I think it says creosote is created as a byproduct. It can be used as an additional fuel source. Do we need that? I don't know if we need that. You probably put it into a particular generator and generate some additional power, but hey, there we go. All right, that is, that's charcoal. And that is coal coke. And then we probably just want to, I don't know if we can eject directly into a drawer. Let's see. Contents sealed within it might have stuff in it. Does it have stuff in it? It doesn't, other than an upgrade already. Fantastic. Okay, will you work? No, it won't. It won't do that. However, I wonder if I can use, I'm gonna have to start using these for the laser. It's the Pretty Pipes pipe. So I don't know if this will insert into a drawer. Let's find out really quick. So if I put the drawer on there and then I do an extraction module onto it, will that work? These, I'm really bad at figuring out how the frick these things work. I think it might be confused that it doesn't know like which inventory it's taking from. So I might need to separate it there. But even then, I honestly, oh yeah, we know that works. It just doesn't, because there was an inventory on either side of the pipe. It didn't know which to pull from. So it has to be, I guess, 2 blocks wide. I don't know. Is that a better system? Is that a better system than doing a hopper out? Anyway, there we go. We got the coal coke and it's all auto processing. The wood is automatically inserting. We should have plenty of power now that we have all the resonant upgrades going. So yeah, that tackles this and it tackles that. So the next thing we have to do is a little sequenced assembly here. I do assume if the creosote fills, it's going to be a problem. So rather than just eject it into the, the destroyer thing that I have over here, I'm going to see if I can do an ender tank specifically for creosote, and then that'll allow us like easy transport if we do want to use it for fuel later on. So here goes another one of our Enderium machines, but then we'll redo this one too. It'll be orange dye. Orange for creosote and white for lava, as naturally you would expect, right? So the only thing I don't know is if, okay, so if I put you that wrong way, if I have the ender tank here, will it receive from the pipes? Let's find out. So there we go. Creosote oil does not seem to be outputting. Well, this is probably the simplest way to do it. Just put the tank right on the backside here. It's gonna fill up eventually, obviously, but this way, I didn't actually need to make an ender tank. We'll definitely need more at some point, so it's not like it's getting wasted. So let's do the same thing here and set that to an output, and we'll just have to keep making more and more of the tanks. I don't know how to best manage this system so that maybe it starts to dump after a certain amount, but these don't actually, they only connect vertically. They don't connect horizontally. I see. Well, that is just darn unfortunate, isn't it? Oh well. So we route the power under here like that, and I guess that's how we'll set it up for now. I'm trying to get in the habit of like doing rotation speed controllers for everything at this point, because it just allows us to fine tune our use of stress a lot better. So what we want to do here is we're going to wire up a belt, and then all we've got to do, I think, is have a spout basically and a mechanical saw. So right, we're going to have that, and then we're going to have the spout here. I guess I don't actually need the belt going all the way here, right? So it's going to be belt like that. And that's gonna feed into the mechanical saw. And then on the other side, we're gonna have our destination drawer, and that's where our coke chunks are gonna go. Coke chunks is like an interesting sounding term. I don't know why, but anyway, how do we want, no, not that way. We want it to be, frick, I never know how the rotation speed controller is gonna align. We want it to be like one down, I think, from here, and like that, and like that. Okay, perfect. Alternatively, I can just bring it one back so that I can have it better set in order to receive the rotation from here. So all we gotta do is that, and then another shaft, and then there we go. Perfect. And that slows it down. Now that's gonna operate nice and slowly, not use, you know, a whole bunch of stress if we power any other machines off of it. We can fine tune the pace if we want. And then I just need to make the mechanical saw. Do I have any more andesite machines? Yep. Let's get that over here. And then hopefully, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to power that as well. Iron side, but this should just look pretty similar to the way that we have the wood processing set up. Oh yeah, dude, I could just like have a belt here and then that can power the saw. Is it going the right way? I guess we'll find out in just a moment. All right, let's see how this goes here. Can I have it input into there? I don't know if I need to give it another gap, but that, and then, oh yeah, wait, it's gonna need to fill up with fluid. Is it just water, actually? This would be a good opportunity, potentially, for us to do a water ender tank. See, I told you this ender tank wasn't gonna be a waste. This one, we're gonna do as blue, because, yeah, I'm actually gonna do it properly here. Let me just preset these up so I don't screw something else up. All right, so blue and goodbye orange. There we go. This is what we should have done to the lava from the very beginning of things. But anyway, that'll be perfect. And now all I have to do, right, is I just set one up behind here like so. And then we're going to have to, I think this will be extract, right? And then we do the other one over where our water pumps are. So I think if I just do that, that should be feeding in water. I hope we don't deplete this and then slow down the production a bunch here, but like we've got, I mean, this thing has always been full, so it should be good. Okay, let me just double check the other side. Make sure that this has water flowing into it. Yep, okay, we got water. And then that means the spout over there should be good. It worked, it's just the saw is going the wrong way, I guess. You know what? Another rotation speed controller it is. I might as well do it. We got so many resources to be able to put to use here. I can't imagine that like we're gonna, I feel like we must be making enough of everything, right? Especially if I'm doing some overnight AFKs now. I'm not gonna run into issues and be like, oh, I used too many precision mechanisms making rotation speed controllers. Now I can't complete the mod pack, right? That would be silly, definitely. So now we can run that through there and then large cogwheel there, and then we can just set this exactly the way that we want it, which is presumably in the opposite direction, right? Yeah, there we go, dude. Perfect. I can speed this up a little bit. Let's do that. Okay, awesome stuff. We got plenty of water going. These are processing well. And now we have cut coke going into here. Wait, coke chunks. Are these different? Hold on, now I'm concerned. Oh God, oh no, it has to be twice. I've made a terrible mistake. Whoops. Whoopsie daisies, it's a 2x sequence assembly, oh God. I mean, it may not be the most efficient use of resources, but I'm just thinking, instead of doing a whole loop situation here where we're gonna be introducing new stuff that's also gonna be mixing in with the stuff that's going around the second time, I'm gonna do a double setup here, right? Or I'm gonna just do a second spout over here, and then I'm just gonna do a secondary mechanical saw, and then that way we don't have to deal with, you know, the crossing paths and stuff like that. The only downside here is now, because I'm inserting into both these, I think I need to actually add a pump here, but oh well, is what it is. Of course. Or is this going the wrong way to start with? Are you gonna fill up with water? You're gonna fill up with water, right? There we go, perfect, good job, you're doing great. Don't need that there. Okay, so that'll be good, and now let's get that spinning. And that should be good, other than the part where this is all fricked up. I'm just gonna grab another drawer out of the system, and then I'll get that all dumped out and sorted manually. But if we put that there, and then feed in, and now start extracting again, this should work, right? Okay, fills up, gets processed by the saw, gets hit again, processed by the next saw, and then perfect, coke chunks. Again, not necessarily the best, most efficient use doing it without looping it around, but I think it'll be fine. And then I can just manually introduce some of these. I'll worry about this in between episodes, but also, oh my God, this thing is filling up so quickly. Like, what do I do? What do I do about the creosote? I think I'm just gonna have to delete creosote. It's too much. I'm gonna have to make another one of the machines over here that's just deleting the resources or someone can tell me what the great use is of creosote. But anyway, there we go. Very good. And now that is automated. Cool. Didn't have to use the laser for it. Okay. Right, we got 24 more invar, which is good. But hey, okay, so I'm looking up the first laser setup here. First step is easy. We need basalt. It's blue ice, soul soil, lava, igneous extruder, all good to go. We don't have ice, but I could go search for it, or alternatively, I could generate up ice with the blast chiller, which is something we're gonna need anyway over here. So I could get that started. However, okay, whew. The laser contraption is going to be a lot more difficult than just setting up the laser. Because, here, let me read it. The first alchemical laser forms activated basal's essence from the basalt. This works only if a charged fluxomagnet is present alongside it in the hopper cart. A reliable way to automate the laser is to use 2 cart loaders, one to place a magnet, one to fill the remaining slots with basalt blocks. Move the cart under the laser and activate it. From here, you can use one unloader to extract the worn magnet as well as the desired output. But I'm thinking about this a little bit more, and it's like we need to insert basalt into the thing, but we can't fill it up because we need to insert the magnet. But the magnet loses charge as the lasers fire at the cart with the magnet in it. So we need to charge the magnet by pulling it out, charging it, reinserting it into the cart somehow, and then firing the laser again. But how do there are some questions that I have about this setup that aren't entirely clarified by just reading this. I think I need to do a little bit more digging. So we might need to leave that for the next episode. If you wish to provide feedback and advice, I'm sure there are also videos I could watch, which I may have to in this case. But anyway, for the time being, I can try to make the blast chiller, so at the very least, I can just have some ice I'm just gonna have to go find some ice. As it turns out, I'm just gonna have to go on a little adventure here, it would seem. So, yeah, I was gonna say, I have more fireworks. We can always make them because we have access to this wherever we go, but it looks like we're gonna have to find ice the old-fashioned way, probably, somewhere. I don't know if I've run into an ice biome yet, but I guess here we are. We also got 35 more silver now that that's all processed. So if I wanted to make more of the abstruse mechanisms, I could. I'm definitely going to do another overnight AFK so we can just crank up our silver production even higher, bro. You know, we got ourselves a nature's compass in this mod pack. This makes everything so much easier. Let's do a little check here and see where the closest, ice spikes would be one. How far away? 7,000 blocks. That's a little far. How about maybe a cold ocean? I bet there's one of those closer by, 1,500 blocks away. Or alternatively, just a taiga would be good. Snowy taiga, 1,700 blocks away. All right, everybody. I think we'll start off the next episode by going on an adventure there, and then I can just get all the ice that I need. Easy peasy, but we'll still need to make the blast chiller. And I'm gonna do a little digging as to how to set up this whole laser system, because it would appear that the laser itself is the easy part. It's the minecart setup underneath it, or to the side of it, or wherever we're gonna put it, that's the hard one. So on that note, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for lasers in the next episode, and that's about it. Playlist if you missed any episodes, and I'll see you next time.